Hello, everyone, and welcome to our ongoing conversation in support of Florida advocates who are making sure that the impact of the proposed Florida ADAP cuts are being shared with their elected officials. My name is Barb Cardell. I am the Leadership Development Director with the Positive Women's Network USA, and I'm just going to walk you through a couple of tips and tricks, and I'm going to show you how you can talk to both your state senator and your state representative, because it is so important that they are hearing from you at this point in time. Just to review, the proposed changes that are going to impact over 32,000 Floridians that are proposed by the Department of Health include reducing the federal poverty level from 400% of FPL to 130% of FPL. Federal poverty level means that anyone making over $20,748 as a single person or over $42,900 as a family of four will no longer qualify for the assistance, for the medication assistance that they have received. That is not acceptable. We want to make sure that they know that if you're part of the 16,000 folks that are going to be impacted by this, that this is going to have significant changes and impacts in your life. They are proposing to eliminate entirely the insurance premium assistance for people, which means that if you have been getting help with your premium for your insurance program, that would no longer be available. They're not going to cancel the insurance. They're just going to stop paying for it, which then means that entire premium would be your responsibility to pay. And then finally, they are going to eliminate Biktarvy or Descovy from the formulary, which means that unless you have renal insufficiency, you are not going to be able to access either of these medications. We know that nearly 65% of people in Florida living with HIV are on Biktarvy. And so removing this from the formulary is really problematic. As we have learned, having politicians make decisions about what is best for our health is not ever good for us. It should be in our hands and in our providers' hands to determine what best meets the needs. So how do you go ahead and talk to your elected officials about making sure, first off, that they're aware of these changes and the impact it's going to have on you as one of their constituents? Constituents means somebody who lives in their district, so that they're supposed to be representing. Well, so here's a QR code that you can go ahead and scan, and it'll take you to the page where you can look up who your representative is. We also have a link here that you can go ahead and click on, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what that would look like. So if I'm looking up my representative, I would go ahead and type in my home address and say that I'm not a robot. Just as a heads up, the address I'm using here is not my home address. It is Universal Studios in Florida, because it's one of my happy places. And so as I am going through and showing this for you, I figured that would be a good place for us to enter as an address. Then you click on Find Your Elected Officials, and it'll pop up that my representative, if I were living at Universal Studios, which would make me very happy, is Representative Jennifer Rita Harris. So I want to go ahead and I want to call Representative Harris, and I'm actually going to call her in both places. You can see that I've got the phone number at her Capitol office in Tallahassee. And then I also have the office phone number when she's back in Orlando. And I want to call both of those. And I want to go ahead and let them know what the impact of these changes are going to have on me. So that is how you look up your representative. How do you look up your senator? Because we've got two people, sort of like at the federal level, we've got a representative and we've got a senator who is representing us, and we want to make sure we call both of them. So here's the QR code for looking up your senator. And if you just go to the website, you can look up floridasenate.gov, senators find, and click on that. So again, here I am back at that page. If I scanned the QR code or clicked on that link, it would take me here. Once again, I've entered the address of my happy place, Universal Studios, and I'm going to go ahead and search. and it'll come up that my senator is LaVon Bracy Davis. And so if I want to call Senator Bracy Davis, I would have their phone number here, and you can see that it is the district office in Orlando. If you want to go ahead and find their office number in Tallahassee, you just click on her name and that would pop up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pretend that I am making a call to Senator Bracy Davis. And I'm going to ding, 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 dial it up. Senator Bracy Davis's staff is going to pick up the phone, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hop in and I'm going to use this script, and I'm not going to follow it 100%. So, hi, my name is Barb Cardell, and I'm a Floridian living with HIV. And I depend on the ADAP program for both my quality of life and survival as a person who is living with HIV. I need to go on record strongly opposing these proposed changes that will lower income eligibility to 130% of FPL, eliminate premium assistance, and remove medications that are critical to my well-being from the formulary. This program is not just a safety net for my life, but it's the reason I am healthy, that I'm able to work, and that I'm able to care for my family. If these changes, especially if Biktarvy is removed from the formulary, I need to tell you what my life will be like. I'll go back to needing to take multiple pills to be able to control my HIV. So instead of taking one pill once a day and then being able to go about my life and not think about having HIV, I'm going to have to go ahead and go back to a regimen that I really hated. I had to take pills 3 times a day. I had to space it out because the ones that were effective at controlling my HIV, some needed to be taken with food, some on an empty stomach, and it impacted my quality of life. It made it really hard for me to work because my side effects really made it difficult for me to leave my house on some days. So I am urging Senator Bracy Davis to reverse these cuts, to fully protect the AIDS drug assistance funding and the services in the budget that are coming before her soon. And I also want to demand full transparency and a public accounting of the ADAP budget. Thank you so much for passing this message on to Senator Bracy Davis. My number is blah, 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 blah. Please give me a call if you have any other questions, and I will thank you for your time. And that is just how simple it is to make a call. You don't even need to go into the details that I did. You can call them every single day and talk about a different part of your story. But hopefully that demystifies the process and you're excited to make a call to your representative and state senator. Let us know how you did. If you need a little extra help, we are here to help you because we know for a fact that the voices of people living with HIV are powerful, are impactful, and nothing about us without us. Thank you so much.